All right, students, before we get started on our next session, I just want to take a second to debrief from our last session. I'm seeing that I'm glad I did the itinerary the way I did. Our next sessions are going to be much lighter and exciting for students. So I just want to address a few things that are likely causing stress. One, just all the information about the FAFSA. So again, I just want to reiterate that is just so you can get a preview. It is not with the expectation of you remembering everything. I will post the video to its learning so you have access to that. Okay, so the other big thing that I definitely want to just address, because I understand that was a source of stress, it does sound like from Brenda Vaughn, who has been working at Georgia Student Finance Commission for quite some time, that the requirements for Zell Miller are as of now not changing, and I know that was probably a source of stress for students. So after that presentation, I walked away and talked with Dr. Williams for a second, and we kind of debriefed ourselves, and the message that we're going to be sharing with students is there are testing locations nearby. They may not be in Rockdale County, but there's Henry County and there's some other counties nearby. So find something that is drivable, and students who are wanting to become eligible for Zell, the message is loud and clear, I think, to all of us, that students need to test. So as we talked earlier this week, that you may decide to go test optional for your college applications, and that is a perfectly fine decision. But for students who want to be Zell scholars, which I know we've got lots of students who want to be Zell scholars, do need to test. Okay, so before we go into something a little bit lighter, let's just take a big deep breath, and we're gonna just move to a different part of the application and talk about preparing for your application, getting those complete, and using resources that are available to you. So let's just take a sigh, deep breath, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. And I am going to introduce our guest speaker for the day, and that is Amy Kuna, and she works with Naviance.
Why, hello. Thank you, Lauren, for that introduction. I'm so excited to be here. This is an exciting time of year for seniors. I just want to review with your seniors kind of the resources, like you said, that they already have available to them, and hopefully reduce that stress that they're feeling right now. I know the FAFSA is a scary thing. My daughter is in college, and I have to review this FAFSA with her all of the time. My son is a junior at Fannin County High School. So what you're feeling right now, I'm starting to feel with my student as well. So I really care about your journeys. I wanted to first start kind of with a personal story. So I'm excited to be where I'm at, but previously I was a history teacher. I was an assistant principal at a large urban school in Illinois. And looking back at my college career and readiness, I never had a tool with the magnitude that Naviance could have provided me. Actually, I wanted to be an archaeology teacher. Nobody told me or guided me in that direction of how I could achieve that. My parents didn't go to college. I didn't have sisters or relatives. Nobody had gone to college that could help me through this process. And I can remember that one day in high school, a university came to the lunch tables and handed me a flyer for a scholarship and said I had met those recommendations. So I applied for that scholarship. That was the only school I applied to. I had no idea you could even apply to multiple schools. And lo and behold, I got the scholarship. I didn't even realize what a FAFSA was, or you should have filled it out. And so I did attend the small university of Aurora University in Illinois. Now, I also thought that every college had every major. So if I just went to that college, I could be an archaeologist. But we know now, with everything available to you guys, ready, internet, and counselors being available to you, that we know, hey, not every college has the major that you need, right? So my journey was interesting. Signing up to go to this college, not knowing what a 100 level course or a 400 level course was, and knowing that these decisions impacted where I landed for the rest of my life. You know, not going to a college that catered to what I wanted to do was a huge impact on where I ended up today. Not that I'm not happy about it, but I certainly think back about what would have happened if I had Naviance. And I was able to search colleges, and my counselors could guide me through how to apply for college. And so I know that you hear these things over and over and over from your parents, your friends, your teachers, but you really do have everything you need to be successful. We want you to motivate you to go ahead and take those steps. So that true impact of knowledge is what I'm talking about. How do you take all that knowledge and become successful? So certainly using Naviance is going to be your first step. You know, we have thousands of schools and educators and counselors, millions of students, and we take all of those best practices and make them available for you. So now that you know a little bit about me, I want to know a little bit about what your fears are for college. So I'm sure that you have a phone or a device somewhere near you. Go to www.menti.com. And I want you to enter this code. It's going to be here as well. Are you able to see that?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. So go ahead, you type in this code 7285473. What's your biggest fear after graduation right now? I know for my son, my biggest fear for him is for him going to an in-state college in Georgia when really his major is more specific to the Northeast. He wants to be a fish biologist. So that's my biggest fear, is not opening up to the possibilities. Okay, and it looks like this is not going to work on your teams. So we can just go back to our presentation. I apologize, Ms. Lewin. I thought that that would work in your teams.
No, it's fine. I do have a comment that I hear from students all the time, and just the fear of just not getting into your schools. This is something I talk about with students a lot, and fear is really real, and that's fear for all students.
Absolutely, you are right on it. So you might have all these visions and dreams, like I had to be an archaeologist, but I didn't know which college I wanted to go to. And even if I had selected that college, there are seems like 100 steps to get into college, right? Well, lucky for you that you do have Naviance, okay? So I want to show you in the platform some things that are going to help you along the stress. Okay, we know that college FAFSA applications are declining and that many seniors are leery in their plans. So we know that that's a nationwide fear, right? So within Naviance, okay, now are you able to see the screen then?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I'm glad this one works. Okay, so on your student homepage, you already have a ton of information in Naviance that you can use and leverage in your college application career. So I know that you've really gone into colleges that you're thinking about, you know, your college compare, your college resource, acceptance history. I know that you've gone over all of this. Now, what I do want to focus on here is scholarships, how you're getting in, and your letters of recommendation and your transcripts. So first, before you even start this journey, I want you to take a step back and really think about who you are. So under your About Me, under your My Stuff, you have all of your assessments and journals and test scores in Naviance at your fingertips. You also have a portfolio. So let me show you the portfolio. So if I want to go back and think about what was oh goodness, it's logging me out. What did I want to see in all my history? Why is this doing this? Okay. So once you actually get into Naviance, I apologize, you're going to go ahead and go to the About Me and My Stuff. So underneath the portfolio here is everything that you've done. What I love about the portfolio is that it has all your information about the Strengths Explorer and all your additional assessments that you've taken. So here you can put together excellent ways to write essays, right? I know the essay portion of applying to college is very stressful. You know, what do I put in the essay? How do I know if I'm going to that test optional school that my essay is going to be looked at with clear eyes? You know, it needs to be better than somebody who maybe has the test scores to enter. How do I stand out, right? In your college essays, you want to stand out. So these are great ways to start. You know, I could start my essay as, you know, I'm really introverted. I like to concentrate on one project at a time that I think fits really good in the major of archaeology. You know, I'm a thinker, I'm analyzing problems. So you can use any of these, and all of the type here, you know, talks to you about the learning styles and strategies. So that one was a Strengths Explorer. You also can have taken all of these other assessments that I know you have access to, as well as building your resume. So before you start this journey to your college, go back and think about yourself. How would you describe yourself to others? What was any goals that you created? What was any of your career planning? So here, what was my career planning throughout Naviance? How did it relate to who I wanted to be? So most of you, I would assume at this point, do have a college in mind and a career in mind. If not, you know that all of these resources are here for you. So let's go to our college's homepage and apply to college. So once you get to the colleges I'm applying to, and I know that you've built your list, you can do your letters of recommendation and your transcript requests through Naviance. You can manage those requests. So for you, matching your account to Common App. So here you link here for letters of recommendation. And I want to go here next because we just reviewed the all about me section. So you can use the all about me sections in asking for your letters of recommendation. You can only imagine how many letters that your teachers get. So here you're going to select your teacher, for all colleges that you're applying to, and include a personal note. Sometimes we forget these little things mean so much. So you can talk to your professor or your teacher, please talk about my strengths as a logical problem solver. Okay, so here, this is great. A teacher would love to have what you want in your letter of recommendation. So it's very simple, and then you can submit your request. Okay, that's going to go directly to your teacher. So the next area, of course, is how do you get your transcripts? Okay, once again, just going back to your home page under Manage Transcripts. It's a very simple process, so there's no stress around these if you are familiar with how to use it in Naviance. So here's a transcript request, always a little pink button, a college application transcript or other. You're going to choose college, and it's going to say what type of transcript, additional materials, request and finish. And that's all you have to do. And then your transcripts are settled. Now, all of those documents that you discussed previously, I know you went over the FAFSA and the Zell Miller. I'm sure that can be dropped into your document resources. So this is a folder that can be shared with everyone that you could ask your teachers to drop things into, talking about scholarships or your eligibility, Zell Miller scholarship information, the Hope Scholarship. You can discuss and put all of those in there so it's easy for you to be in here looking at your colleges. So let's go to what I bet is a lot on your mind, and that's scholarships. Now, I can't tell you, I know that all of you, and I'm guilty of it too, go into Google and search a scholarship that I can get, or a scholarship with lots of money, and all these fancy ad sites are going to pop up wanting you to enter in all your information. Please, please do not do that, because all that's going to give you is a lot of lip listservs, right? So you're going to get on emailing lists. They're going to start calling you. They're going to start sending you material. And these are national scholarships that you may or not be available for, like you may not meet the recommendations. So start your scholarship search in Naviance, okay? So here, this is going to be where you add your scholarships. So if you have a low scholarship, you go ahead and you add it here. Now this is really important, awarded and or unknown. So I'm going to say that my local church donated $1,500. Okay, so you're going to add all that information here. Now you're going to say, but Mrs. Kuna, I don't know where on earth I would know about what colleges I am available for. Simply go to Scholarship Match, and it's going to have a Show Me How feature here. It's going to take you through an entire tour of how to find scholarships that you are eligible for. Okay, we're not going to do that today, but that will pop up on your screen when you're in here. So Scholarship Match, this is going to select scholarships that you feel that you are recommended for or that you know about and somebody told you to go and apply for. So you can add those to your applications. And then here we're back to that same page. Was I awarded it? Did I accept it? And what was the award? So then here's our add scholarships. Now you're going to say, I have no idea, Ms. Kuna, I have no idea about colleges. So in your national scholarship search, this is going to tell you what you're eligible for. So this is going to do all of that Google searching for you. So this is going to relieve your stress on, hey, where do I find scholarships that want me, right? Now you're going to have to fill out all this information here, but it only takes a few minutes. So you go in, you select everything here, and you hit Find Matching Scholarships. These are the scholarships on a national search powered by Sally Mae that you can get. Okay, if you want to change your profile, you can change it here and rerun the search. Most important, of course, is the deadline. Make sure you get your scholarships in on the deadline amount. So right here, this is where I should be searching. You know, don't text and drive scholarship. Okay, most of us could be and should be eligible for this award, right? So it tells you what you need to do. It gives you an email to contact. The application is online. The link is here and apply now. So these are scholarships that powered by Sally Mae are like the real scholarships. They're not going to reward you and send you back and say, well, maybe you can get this one, maybe you can get that one. So please, please do not do your Google search for scholarship. Do all of that in Naviance. So once those scholarships are added, you can do your application status as submitted and your result and you're awarded. So Naviance keeps track of all your scholarships too as well throughout the year. So you can quickly go in here and see which scholarships you are eligible for, which ones you've already submitted an application for and were rewarded. So speaking about deadlines, the other deadlines that we have to look at are when you can apply to college. So we've talked about how you can get your transcript. We've talked about your scholarships and how to do that. So under your colleges I'm applying to or colleges that you're attending to, and this is not going to let me bring this up. Okay. So let's do a college lookup. Okay, so you favorited all your colleges. So under my demo students, sometimes it doesn't save our favorites. But once you go in here, you want to make sure that you understand the deadlines for that college. One of the mistakes that I personally made going to go on in my college career and get a master's were these deadlines. This is a great way to search for real deadlines and real information. So you go into your college profiles, the colleges that you favorited. Not only are you able to take a virtual tour through Naviance, which all of you should be doing for the colleges that you favorited, but here, it breaks everything down very easy for you to see. But it also gives you the see all deadlines. So you can click there and you see all of your deadlines here. So make sure that you have these on your calendar. Make sure that you don't miss an opportunity simply because you didn't know the deadline, because all of that is in here in Naviance. So rather than going to Google and saying, hey, what is the application deadline for Georgia State University? It's all here. And this is information that you can trust. So it has everything again, what studies that they have here, degrees offered. I want to make sure that the colleges that I'm thinking about has the right degree that I'm looking for. Admissions, okay, what's the fee? What's the fee to apply? You know, for me and for my family, application fees are a big deal to pay $50 for every application. Make sure you have that. Important policies, so they have an early decision here. It breaks up all the costs. So if I'm thinking about going and staying on campus, which we know in this virtual environment can be very difficult. One of the main fears, you know, am I leaving home or staying? But your room and board cost, your annual tuition in and out of state, your grant aid. So what kind of grant can you use? Can you use a student loan? Okay, can you use a Pell Grant? So you need to know all this information on a federal level as well as the state level with your college's lookup. So we know here that in supporting seniors, what I recommend is to continue to build out your resume. You know, use that structured guide. And if you have not built out your resume, certainly go to About Me and My Stuff and My Resume. Even if you don't want to use, yep, go ahead.
Sorry, our students actually complete a resume during our internship class, and they upload that document to their journal. So we do it just a little differently. We don't use the
perfect.
Yes.
Do you use these titles here?
No, we don't. So in the journal tab, students actually upload their documents. Yep.
Got it. I am so sorry. And I knew that because you and I had talked about that. I apologize. No. Well, continue to build it anyway, wherever it exists, right? But one thing that you can do is make sure that you're adding all those assessment results into your resume. You know, talk about your strengths. Maybe talk about, I would like to build on this weakness, you know, utilize all that information, stay on track with your college journey, pay attention to those deadlines. You know, for college, there is no room for error. College isn't a time to say, oh, I'm sorry that you forgot about it, or I'm sorry you didn't have the information. You know, college is that time where they expect you to be utilizing the information that you have to stay on your deadlines. You know, find your scholarships, please, if anything, use the scholarship tool in Naviance and build the path of who you are. Make sure that that college has your major. I'm sure that Ms. Luna is talking to you all about that, but still keep an open mind. So using Naviance first. And we know, and this was probably in your previous presentation, but Georgia, just so you guys know, is only like 1 out of 8 states that has these unique opportunities for these grants. There's even career grants too that are available with Hope and Zell, the Miller, that you could look into. And don't forget that for Naviance, you can use it on your phone. You can go to the website. It looks easy to use. You can scroll with images. You can track your progress. And so it's something you can even use anywhere you're at with your phones. So I wanted to leave just a few minutes here at the end. Is there anything additional that you would like for me to cover? I know that was a lot. I was trying to fit in everything that maybe they could use. Okay, so here I did want to show you also have from your school links down here. You have your document resources. You can also see everything in your planner. I wanted to show you the Kaplan classes. They are not showing in here. So while I'm looking for the Kaplan classes, is there anything else?
I had a question pop up. So for students that aren't really sure where to start, like they don't know what they want to major in, they're gonna, you know, kind of get to college and try some different things. What are some suggestions of the resources in Naviance that they can look at and utilize?
Perfect. So is it that they don't know which college they might want to go to, or they're not sure what career?
I would say probably both. Yeah. Some students may know
Absolutely.
their career, but not their college, or they're not sure either one.
So I totally understand this too as well. So if you're fitting into one of those buckets that, hey, this is just so overwhelming, I still don't even know what I can do, Naviance can help you with that. We have a robust area of careers and interests. Now, once you take those interest surveys, they're going to populate into your favorited careers and clusters. So these are my favorite careers here that I research. These are the suggested. So if you look here, based upon all of the assessments that I've taken, it's suggesting I go into a science and mathematics pathway. So first I want to learn more about that. So this is the pathway if you're interested in STEM, which I know that really fits into your high school model. It's going to really give me an overview and credentials. What do I need to do, right? What is the employment outlook on that? So this is here projected a 28% growth through 2024. So I can look to see, is my interest guiding me to a pathway in which there's growth and I can eventually earn a job? This is the plan of study. So you can zoom in here, and while you've already taken most of your high school secondary courses, it's going to give you an example of what your post-secondary courses might look like. So here, chemistry and physics, global issues. So this is what you may take in college in your pathway that way. Related occupations. So these are all the related occupations I could choose that are related to the STEM. Now, all of these you can click on. So let's say, oh, a chemist I'm interested in chemistry. What is that all about? And again, you can favorite these at any time and they'll pop up on that home screen. But what I really love here is the overview. So again, it's going to tell you about what interests here are involved in that career. Again, give you additional occupations, so drilling down even further, talking about related majors and the related clusters and pathways. So all of these are clickable. You can go in and learn more information about them. What I love here is these tabs on the skills, the knowledge and skills area. So 5 important skills. So you need to have a large amount of reading comprehension and critical thinking, active listening. So these are the skills too that you could utilize in writing your essays and writing to teachers. I really want you to focus on my ability to use critical thinking, or I'm a really good listener. 5 important abilities. Okay, what abilities do you have to have? Deductive reasoning, and those go on. 5 important knowledge areas. So what's most important to be a chemist? Well, most important, I need to love chemistry, right? And I need to love math. So if at this point I'm like, well, I love chemistry, but I hate math, then maybe I need to go back and look at, back to explore other careers. Now here, you can also explore and look up by keyword. So I want to be a professional baseball player. Okay, I want to be a librarian. And then it's going to give me suggested careers over here. I can look at categories. So say I want to be a teacher, like I wanted to be an archaeology teacher. So these are going to give me, starting with what I could do, physical educational specialist, because I said maybe I might want to be a baseball player. So again, you can click in and it's going to give you those knowledge and skills we were talking about. But I also love the tasks and activities. So here, now that I've clicked on this, it's going to also say, close out on that. We don't need that. The typical tasks and the most common work activities. So if I'm going to be a physical educational specialist in adaptive, then I'm going to be doing these tasks every day. So you need to read over these and see, do I like these tasks? If I don't like these tasks, then maybe I should start looking at different careers. Y'all will love this, wages. My son and I use this often. So it's going to say your state, which for you would say Georgia. Okay, the average amount of dollars that this person, this physical educational specialist would make, but look at the line. So 90% in there made at least this, and 10% made the highest. So know that when you're looking at wages, when you first start off in these careers, you're not going to get the highest amount, right? Now you can go into national, you can show more, So it can break down into annual wages and hourly wages. You could also go back and look at, I don't know if it's going to load quickly enough. Show more. Now I can see every state. So if you're thinking about, hey, I might be moving, or I have family in Ohio and I'm going to college in Ohio, then I can go here and see how much money is there. So I know I'm a little bit over time, but at least I got through the careers. And that would be really everything in careers that you would need to know to start. And colleges then would be the same. You just search through the colleges the same way. So Lauren, is there anything else that you'd like me to show or wrap up with?
I know at the beginning you shared some ideas of using some of the assessments and tools for essay writing. Are there other resources that students can find in Naviance for essay writing, or suggestions you have?
Absolutely. So my suggestion would be to really look at and utilize these here. So you can use these assessments. The other part is when you're looking at the careers, even if you already know what you're going into, still go back and look in the career and use these for your essays, right? So you can say, in my future, I really want to speak to others and convey information. I'm really coordinated. I love adjusting actions in relations to others. So go and look at these skills and creatively write them into your essays. These abilities, because that if you're going into this major, the college is going to be looking at, do you have what it takes to be in that major? So these are great sentence starters, I think, for the essays. And when you look at, I just quickly want to go back to the assessments, because these are my heart is really to start with the assessment, because look more. You have this, but look at this. View the full report. Every assessment has a full report, okay? That's going to tell all about you. What is your theme? So utilize all of these things in here. What does the organizer do? Utilize all of these in your essays, right? Because if you want to talk about, you're a good organizer, I love to schedule, I can plan, I have confidence. So this gives you action items, okay? These are my greatest talents. So every assessment has like a full report. So my number one suggestion is to go in and look at all those reports and utilize this to your benefit.
Awesome, thank you so much. Students, so I want to open up time and allow you to ask questions about just your profile, how to use it. I know at the beginning of the presentation, she did share about teacher recommendations and transcripts, and we are actually going to go in depth with that more on Monday and Tuesday. And we're also, next week, we're going more in depth on the college essay as well in our workshop on the 18th. So a lot of the things that Ms. Coonan talked about today, we're going to keep delving into and diving in deeper next week, but I definitely want to hear your questions or ask her how you can use this program to help you. So I see right here you have find virtual college events. Can you share about that?
Absolutely. So are you going to use rep visits, correct?
Yes, we are. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now. So you all will be using rep visits. And so what's great is that you can search for college events here, or you can sign up for an event location that's scheduled through your school. So if you want to talk to specific people, this would be the way that you do it. So this is here, Belmont Abbey College. So they're having something today from 1 to 2, and it's a virtual event. I would love to learn more about Belmont Abbey College, and I can sign up directly from here. So this is a great way to connect with colleges, especially in a virtual environment, because we're not able a lot of times to go and see the campus. And here you can look for any college that you want, and it'll filter down into the college events.
Oh, I love this feature.
This is awesome. Because you know that, different colleges are having events maybe more specific about football, or maybe more specific about student dorms and student lives. So not only doing the virtual tour in the college search, but going down and using this aspect, and it's all free. And guys, this is more important than trying to search in Google. I know it seems so much easier sometimes to go in, or in Edge to go in and say, hey, I want to view Belmont Abbey College. That's where you're going to get overwhelmed. Just ask your counselors, ask Miss Lewin. You're more than welcome to email me at any time. She can provide you my information. I can help you on this journey, because we have so many features that you can use that you probably don't really know about, but that are here for you in this journey.
I love this feature. Over the summer, I played around with Road Trip Nation, and I really liked it. Do you mind sharing Road Trip Nation with students?
Absolutely. So Road Trip Nation is also one of my favorites. It is a group of kids that graduated college, and they said, you know what? I just don't know what I want to do with my life. They had all of these, and it's here, road trip. Okay, so they had all these degrees, and they were like, I don't know what I want to do with this degree. So they all got in a bus and they drove around the country, and they interviewed all these interesting people. They interviewed famous basketball players, famous rappers. They've interviewed famous teachers, people that work in the Department of Education, famous scientists, and they said, what got you to where you are? And so this is a great way for if you're on that road and you're struggling, or you feel overwhelmed and you're like, I'm never going to be president of the United States, and that's what I want to be. Come here. This is such a great place to look at interests. And if you're still in that boat of, I really just don't know what I want to do, but I love action sports, I can go in here and I can see an interview with one of the leaders. And these leaders are going to focus on what got them to where they're at, what issues and problems they overcame. This guy, I love this guy, the Channel Island Surfboards. So he talks about, like, when he was young, the struggle he had. Very similar to kind of when I was saying I didn't have any college resources, so these are great. You can go in by interest, you can go in by theme. Sorry about that. You can go in by leaders, and you can create your own playlist. So this is a great way. They're great, interesting videos. And again, if you're not sure what you want to do, hey, look here. Here are leaders that are involved in environment and nature. This guy is really good too, or Alice. She's and you break it down. They're short little videos to watch. They have a short little biography. So this also could be used if you have to research any kind of people throughout the year. And then simply click on it and it's going to play. Now, typically they don't play when I share my screen, but excellent place to start. So they're very motivating. Some of them even make me tear up and cry. So any other features? I don't want to take up all your time, but I know Naviance just has so much. It really does. I would love anytime that you guys need, I can come in and show you more.
Wonderful. I think I'm probably going to utilize you to work with our younger grade levels as well. So this was awesome. I really did also enjoy Road Trip Nation as well. So students, I definitely recommend spending some time. They are motivational, like Ms. Kuno was saying. So it is time for us to talk about our next plan of action. So what we are going to do, don't hang up yet, but we're going to break for lunch, and I do need students to join us back starting at 12:55.